I didn't know you used to be a Subaru tech.
Yeah. See, this is all stuff we're gonna cover.
You figured it out? No?
Okay, well,
Oh, what up, dude? Good, are we filming the first episode today?
yeah.
We're giving him a tour, right?
Yep.
Okay, when are we doing that?
I don't know. I just want to do it now.
Do it now? Yeah. Yeah, we can do it now. What's going on, guys? I'm Charlie. This is, as you can tell, the very first episode of MapTv. And in today's video, we want to give you a tour of the place, show you how things are happening right now with everything going on COVID related. It's kind of a unique time for us to go around and tour the shop while there's actually really no one here for the most part. So this room that you guys are in right now, this is where all the marketing and web team personnel work. So for the most part, there's marketing over on this side and the web team is over there. So those are the guys who are gonna update the site with product listings, fix things that are broken, add new features, optimize the site for whatever else. This is our company Rockfall. It's not like a climbing wall as you would assume. It's actually each individual person's goals for the quarter. It's kind of how we set our goals here. So obviously we've got the vending machines, facilities. We used to do ice cream, believe it or not, out of here. So just come up and get a scoop. This is the Map break room. So this is where you come in, get your lunch. We've got really nice like industrial coffee machines that get definitely heavily used around here. It's also nice to come and eat in here because you can kind of check out the employees' cars when everybody's here. People are randomly pulling in with stuff that's interesting. Looks like we got a R32 out there in the lot right now. Even though most people are staying at home because of the safer at home stuff. But anyways, a lot of people don't know this, but at Map, we also have a gym. Something that we're able to use after work hours, obviously, but you can come in, catch a quick pump, do some cardio, whatever you're into. But it's just super convenient to have right here, kind of at your use whenever you need to. So that's always nice. And then if we go through this way, actually this is where all the people work who are in finance, some of like the relations with our vendors and whatnot. So the people who are able to help us get you the parts you need, all the different manufacturers. These are the people who work in constant communication with them just to make sure that we're up to date on any product changes, any new products, obviously, and to also then help us stay aware of where things are kind of going and where things are progressing with the industry as a whole. We gotta go check to see if Daelen's here. I'm not sure if he's at his desk yet, but we'll hop over there and check that out. Sweet waiting room. If you guys ever come visit, you get to come and hang out in our Recaros. So this, I remember the first time I walked into the building, I thought that this was the coolest thing ever because if you ever come to visit us, this is the door you'd actually come in through. So if you ever come to visit, you'd pull up into the front, get checked in, and you can just hang out in the Recaros. So that's pretty sweet. And it sounds like Daelen's back here, but this is actually where all the sales guys work. So if you call in and have questions about a part or questions about anything realistically, this is probably where you start out talking to people. Daelen, you back here, man?
I am. Me and Kyle are social distancing between the wall right now.
So this is Daelen's desk, and Daelen's got all the cool stuff here because he gets to do a lot of the R&D stuff that we do here. So he's given all these different things that we get to test out when we're developing our in-house products. So a lot of this stuff has been given to him as a sample to test out different air filters or anything of the sort. So he likes to keep a stash of all the cool stuff, plus some of his personal things like Nismo shift knobs that he has just a huge assortment of for some reason. Daelen, I was just telling about all your cool stuff.
Yes, I have lots of stuff. And ironically, as we're filming this, I'm actually working from home, and I brought a bunch of stuff home because like it feels weird not to have certain things around me on my desk. Steering wheels, one of Von Gittin Jr.'s HPI RC drift cars from many moons ago.
That's tight.
That was a gift from a friend that like, I'm really bad at RC drift cars, so like I've driven it like 3 times and broken it every single time. I think I kind of heard you guys talking about like some of the R&D stuff. Yeah, like a lot of this is just a mixture of like personal and shop stuff of just like little stuff that we may not inventory here that sometimes we just need, like fitting sensors, just weird crap that you never know you need until you need it.
I keep meaning to ask you, what is liquid death?
Liquid death? Oh, it's for murdering your thirst. Me and Tyler have a video from it. Shout out to Liquid Death. Murder your thirst. It's just water.
Oh, really? You're a liar.
No, it's literally just water.
The smirk on his face makes me think otherwise.
No, I just love it so much. Tyler can attest to
Tyler's not saying anything, so I feel definitely like I'm about to get clowned.
It's literally
All right, it is just water. I'm not getting clowned. But what are we doing today? We got something for the shop, right?
Mounts.
Okay.
These are some guys that have been around for a little while now, and we recently got hooked up with them, and I just really like the product. So it's a mount for your Accessport, which obviously we sell a lot of Cobb Accessports for Subarus, Mitsubishis,
right,
Volkswagens, pretty much all of our like main vehicles. So this one is for the 04 to 07, or no, 08 to 14 Imprezas.
Okay.
It's just a little 3D printed mount that has a little magnet strip on the back.
And it just goes in place of your vent.
So they have an AC vent mount, pops in, you just drop it, docks. To me, it looks a lot cleaner than the windshield mounted ones.
Yeah.
It's just
plus those are illegal somewhere, some places.
I think so. I'm not one to know laws very well.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not the best to
speak to
that. Yeah, no, it's just a super cool little thing, and I love supporting companies like that. So Tiny Kyle, for anyone watching the show, you're gonna learn. We have a bunch of Kyles here, and they're multiple sizes. So we have named them appropriately. So Tiny Kyle is one of our lead technicians here, and he's going to do the install on it. So these things are super neat. They're up on our website, and I want to say they're like sub $40 shipped.
And we're doing this on we have one for our 15 WRX out there, right?
2016 WRX.
16. Okay, cool. Are we continuing the tour? Yeah. This is, I believe we refer to this as the fishbowl, right? That's what people call this room. But this is where a lot of the meetings happen. A lot of us meet in smaller groups, so this office works. We also have an office upstairs. So this is the shop area. As you guys can see over here, in this area, this is where a lot of the R&D stuff takes place. Some of the engine building stuff happens in this room, assembly, that sort of stuff. You actually know a lot more about this area than me. I don't know if
you're crazy here. Where'd you guys stop?
So this is the area where fabrication and manufacturing takes place.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Tyler can kind of show what we have going on here, but we don't always have barriers set up and like sections. But due to the current situations and everything, we actually have zoned off much of our buildings so that certain teams stay in certain areas. Just to reduce contact. So anyone working on the cars is in this little area, it's corned off. We have our manual bending team that's going to be cutting and bending in this area. Manufacturing, so we have welding and pipe fitting everything on this side, and CNC on this side, and everything's kind of sectioned off. And then on this side of it is going to be all of our R&D side of stuff. So we have our technician works off these 2 lifts, and our actually R&D fabricator works off these 2 lifts. You can kind of just see a shot of a lot of the products in motion and kind of what we have going on right now.
I guess there's a lot more method to the madness than the way I described it, because I basically said there's a bunch of lifts and this is where people make stuff.
We're gonna go cut through our CNC machine area, so that's gonna house manufacturing side and our engine side really quick. So CNC department manufacturing side, this is our CNC team for our engine team. So we do all of our own in-house boring, honing. We do all of our own headwork in-house, so from the actual valve cutting to valve machining to facing the valves to actually decking the heads, decking the blocks. All of that is done in-house. It just allows us to have a little more control over what we're doing, and we have the keys to what we want as an end quality product. So
we going this way?
We're going this way. These are all in-queue motors right now that I know we're working on, so we have yet to get to these ones.
Oh, and this is the coveted dyno room. Everybody likes this.
Yeah, this is our dyno room.
With the Mark V today too.
Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of our shop. Like I said, it'd be fun to do a tour of everything kind of once we're post-apocalyptic Corona,
right?
And like what we look like when we come back, because kind of none of us really know what the timeframes are going to be for that, like how we're going to roll back in. Like there's some plans that we have as a company for when we're going to roll back out and have like the shop open back up and not everything kind of cordoned off again. But yeah, now that we kind of showed you around everything, we can go find Tiny and get that mount installed.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Are you just figuring it out on your own right now, or was there instructions?
There is no instruction.
Here, why don't you go figure out what you're gonna figure out. I'll see if there's like a YouTube video, because like it comes with so much shit, there has to be something somewhere.
That looks like your guy.
I'm just looking up some reference points to how to install this, so that Tiny, when he's installing it, can ask me questions and I can answer them. Ideally. You know how these work now?
Sure. You are set.
Confidence.
There's confidence.
All right. Well, now that you know what to do, I'll figure out my part.
Beauty shot. Well, I learned that this goes around the connector for the access port, and I think it like shoves in there, and then that's what secures the cable, which is pretty cool. It's an interesting way of securing it. Alright, now we're gonna go, well, I guess, okay, we have to do something first. Screwdriver. So now that we're over here, and I know how this doodad goes in, and this guy is out, you know, this is kind of, I'm not gonna put it all the way in there, it's kind of a pain. And you know, my prior experience working here was being a Subaru technician, and anybody who knows anything about Subarus, it's that they all need their airbags replaced, and I know how sensitive these dashes are to anything other than a plastic trim tool, which is the only thing you should use to take this out, because otherwise you will screw this all the way up and you'll be sad, because you'll have a bunch of pry marks on your dash and go, dang dude, remember that time I tried to put this access port dock in my car and I just stabbed it to death? Well, don't do that. You got one of these.
You guys got that? Hopefully you wrote all that down.
So then you just pop this off, and you just chuck it over here, and then you kind of yank this out of the way, and it isn't in your way. You got one screw you got to take care of here, and once you get that out, you're good as gold.
Good as gold.
Just kind of give it a little yank, and these will pop out and probably not break. Well, your car's new enough that well, if you got a new one, it won't break. You don't really have to undo these, but I have a feeling I'll get hurt if I don't.
I didn't know you used to be a Subaru tech.
Yeah, see, this is all stuff we're going to cover.
Yeah. See, I'm learning something about
And
him.
before that, I was a Mitsubishi tech.
And a Mitsubishi tech.
So, this is your access port cable. This is what gives you the juice, or gives you the up and up, you know? This is what you need. If you don't got this, you're not going anywhere. So we're going to route this just behind the fuse panel. That way it'll tuck up nicely, and you'll be able to plug your OBD2 port connection in and like tuck it all up in there, and it's not gonna, you know, get stuck behind the brake pedal and crash and die or something like that, or something horrible.
It's safe and it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of advantages. We talked about it not getting wrapped around the steering wheel, because, you know, most people just put it up here and then it just flops around. Now it's not gonna get stuck underneath there. So yeah, we're gonna route this bad dog up behind the fuse box, and there's a pretty clear shot to this vent. And if you don't want to be annoyed, you'll take the key out, because that's just annoying. So then all you gotta do is feed this like so. So now all you have to do is take this Allen wrench that's in included in the kit, which is super nice. It's always nice when you have the right tools at your disposal and you just drop it first and then you'll tighten it. And then basically what it's going to do is sandwich itself underneath the dash.
Like a sandwich.
Right. Like a plastic 3D printed Subaru sandwich. A Subaru Subway, you know, kind of sounds the same, right? Subway doesn't deliver. What if they did? Inherently they would be slower than the other guys that are freaky fast. So what we do, this campaign, it's called Subies for Subway, and they'll start delivering with only Subaru WRXs, and they'll all have MAP Stage 2 Plus kits on them. And there's no way that anybody that works with a competitor has something as fast as that. We'll make it
Please
happen.
don't sue us.
This is what we took off earlier, and you're gonna want to put this back on. Because otherwise you're not going to be able to open your trunk or dim your dash or turn your traction control off. All things that are important. So now you're going to put, after you put the trim back on, you put this back on, you put this back on, which is just a, you know, a click and a clack, and you're good to go. Now you're left with your Accessport dongle. You got one more step. Ah, see, yep, that's the one. You see how it fits good? I think that's all the way down. Oh, look at that. It sits in here really nice. It's not going anywhere. You don't have cords and stuff hanging around down here. Like, there's nothing for your feet to catch on or get stuck.
And it's legal.
It's legal. Like, most states, these like window suction cup mounts aren't legal. Like, you can get pulled over for it. And then it's like literally as simple as just pulling up and throw it in the glove box when you leave. That way, like, you know, it's not sitting up there and you don't have to unplug it and throw your cable somewhere. Like, it's all neat and tucked. Like, it's honestly, it's about the same price as these anyways. There's really no reason that you wouldn't go. It's a 10-minute, if that, install. Like, the fact that they include all the parts to put it together and all you need is a screwdriver and a plastic trim tool, which you should own anyways, or probably own anyways, makes it, like, overall really good value. Like I said, it's not any more expensive than these, and for 5 minutes of your time, 5-10 minutes of your time, there's no reason that you shouldn't own it.
All right, guys, so now that we wrapped up the install with Tiny, we're gonna go and show you what we can of the shipping area right now.
Yeah, so we have our shipping team back here. We can't get any closer. Like, I feel like Steve Irwin, like, look at the shipping guys. But we're gonna try to find a way to show you guys, these guys working with me.
People are dropping things.
Man, there's just never a lack of excitement. So yeah, our full shipping team is back here in a warehouse. And we don't want to get close to them because of everything that's going on right now. But seriously, these guys are working so hard. I want to find a way to, like, show it off. So we're gonna, like, walk around. Maybe, like, we can find, like, drill a hole in the, like, skylight.
I won't do it, but that's the line we can't cross. All right, you guys, so there you have it. That's gonna conclude this very first episode of MapTv. Here's what you guys can expect in the upcoming episodes.
My perspective on R&D has always been, if I can build it the best that I possibly can, any rendition that trickles down from that will be as close to perfect as the first one.
I'd be willing to sacrifice a little, like, move that down a little bit and shorten those a little bit if possible.
All right, guys, and if you're interested in getting one of these dialed mounts that we installed in the Subaru for your car, go ahead and check out the link in the description where you can pick one of these up. Now, in next week's episode, if we're able to get this thing working, we'll be starting off next week by driving this through with a GoPro mounted to the top, showing you guys what's happening in shipping. How you doing over there with that thing?
Oh, we're good. We're good. I'm gonna crash this thing so fast. There's no way I make it all the way into shipping.